Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to give important details as the Plomin Hard Fork Combinator event quickly approaches. We are going to give some updates on the Constitution since the initial signing of the Constitution in Argentina. We have a wonderful little sneak peek video for you to see at the end. It's only a minute long, so if you stick through, you'll be rewarded with this fantastic video that Nadi's been working on in conjunction with the book Stuff.io team called the Constitutional Commemorative. And so what's next with Cardano's Constitution as we lead up to the Plomin Hard Fork?
Yeah, the Plomin Hard Fork on the way, and that is integral in what can happen with the Constitution. We're going to give you guys a slide here because it's a lot to process when there's like things that are dependent upon each other happening, and we've never put a Constitution on chain before. So you can just take a look at this. The next thing that's happening is that the Plomin Hard Fork, which is currently an SPO transition, is required for us to be able to submit and update Constitution governance action. And then the interim Constitution requires that the convention approved Constitution actually be submitted on chain by January 31st. So the delegates that went to Argentina to vote are currently working very hard actually on approving and really refining and then approving the definitions that are to go in conjunction with the Constitution so that they can be put on chain simultaneously. Those definitions are just really valuable because if we think about the terms that are in the Constitution, understanding their meaning in the context of the Cardano ecosystem is very important. And so getting those right is an opportunity to help the Constitutional Committee determine constitutionality of things in the future. It's also a way to educate the community. So it's helpful for future readers of the Constitution and current readers of the Constitution to understand what some of these terms are and to have that in a clear and readable way. So it's a really big opportunity. And of course, there's lots of opinions about and components of these definitions. So that process has been ongoing and will continue probably right up till the 31st so that we can make sure that we get that really fantastic. If the Plomin Hard Fork is enacted by January 31st, then the Constitution will be put on chain as an update Constitution governance action. If somehow the Plomin Hard Fork is not enacted by the 31st, because of that requirement about from the interim Constitution about the convention approved Constitution being submitted on chain by the 31st, if the Plomin Hard Fork is not enacted, then the Constitution gets put on chain as an info action and then as an update Constitution governance action once the hard fork is enacted. So there are sort of if, then, and or kind of things going on here, and it's really fantastic just to be able to look at it that way. So I want to just appreciate Danielle Stanko for putting this together. This is one of her slides, and she's been such a force of the process of getting the Constitution into the hands of the community. And so I just appreciate her for that. And that's, we'll give you an overview and you can think about it more as you participate in things this week. So yeah, lots going on there and lots more to do.
Yeah, so some of those definitions, for example, it's like, what is an ADA holder? It's something like that kind of a topic. Like, what does actually an ADA holder mean? Right?
How's that different from ADA owner? Yeah.
How's that different from ADA owner? What's an ADA owner? What's an ADA holder? What's a stake pool operator, right? The SPOs right now, like Nadia mentioned, are upgrading their nodes to this hard fork combinator event. And then when 70% of those nodes have upgraded, it automatically triggers the event, the hard fork. And so that's kind of inactive right now. So what is a stake pool operator? What is an ADA holder? There's so many other definitions, but that's kind of an example of the debates that are going on right now, so that this jargon, this legal jargon, these terms are clearly defined and everyone's voices are heard, because some things that we say here in phrase in America is understood differently in Africa and Vietnam and Singapore and Switzerland. Across the world. So this is a global event happening with multiple countries. And when Nadia was over there in Argentina, not only was she one of the signatories of the Constitution, she was also busy interviewing tons of people. And so you interviewed over 60 people. And that's kind of like leading up to this little leak that we have with the video coming. You've been really working with Sheila from the book.io or stuff.io team. And that's coming out very soon. And that's really exciting. And so how did you how did you go about filming and interviewing 60 people from all over the world? And you've been working relentlessly, 100 hours or more since editing this video. And so tell the people who are watching, what they can expect here with this upcoming mint on book.io.
Yeah. As you guys probably know, we've been really excited about working with the Stuff.io team on just so many things. The technology that they're creating with the decentralized encrypted asset is so revolutionary, and it gives you the opportunity to own your own stuff. It has that great Cardano ecosystem sovereign mindset, and it is creating an opportunity that's never existed before, because most people don't understand that when you buy a digital product, like for example, you get a book on your Kindle, or you rent or buy a movie on Amazon or on like Apple TV, you don't actually own that. You're just buying a license to look at it. So there's one actual piece of data of digital asset, and then everyone who has the license can sort of look at it. It's kind of like if you went to a gallery and you bought a ticket to go to the gallery, and you could look at the painting, but you don't actually own the painting. The gallery decides to remove that painting, you can no longer see it, so it wasn't really yours. And that has removed ownership from the experience of, I think, a whole generation. We have a 15-year-old son who doesn't have any concept of like a CD collection or a record collection, and that's really part of our personal history, all of us. So it's an exciting thing that we actually are regaining that opportunity through the decentralized encrypted asset. And a lot of people say to me, like, even in Argentina, when we were talking about making this piece, people were like, "Oh, it's an NFT." I'm like, "No, a DEA is not an NFT. So if you think a DEA is an NFT, you should go right now and read after the video. After the video is over, you should go and read the Stuff.io white paper, because it will give you a real explanation of the advanced level of technology that is in that particular asset." But in knowing the Stuff team and in working with them a couple things, we really saw this as an opportunity to commemorate the Constitution by capturing the stories of the people who were involved in it. So, and it was an idea we sort of bounced around, even to the last minute. We're like, are we going to do it? It's really an undertaking. Does the community want this? And when I got there, I got in some great conversations with the other delegates in those in the first day or two, and we were like, yes, this needs to happen, because capturing our collective story is as much a part of the accomplishment of the Constitution as the Constitution itself, in some ways, because as people in the future will look back, they want to know, like, you look back, you want to know who the founding fathers were and what they were doing. You want to know what that time in history was like. And as much as you want to understand the Constitution and the rights that it gives you. And so this is the same kind of a thing where we're hoping that in the future, people will be able to see who was there. Why did they come? Why is it important? I wish that I could have interviewed like 130, 40, 50 people. Like that we did as many as we could, and some people wanted to participate and some didn't. And so the 60 interviews are of delegates, they're of committee members, they are of the traveling alternates who were also there. Charles was in it. We got to interview Charles, which was really cool. And we asked the same 4 questions of everyone. Who are you? Who are you representing? Why Cardano? A very personal question to all of us. And why is the Constitution important, and why are we doing this? And from that, there was a collective story that emerged just by putting together all of the individual interviews. Some of them are 30 seconds, and some of them people really expounded on it, because it's such an important part of all of our history. So it turned out to be a 43-minute special. So it's called the Cardano Constitution Commemorative Special. We're going to mint it with the Stuff.io team on Friday the 17th. That's going to be at 22 UTC. So you can go to the Stuff.io platform. We have it on our website below. Also, I'll put the link down there so you guys can check it out. It's cryptofluency.io/stuff. And then you can see all the details. We're minting 1,000 of them. So there's a rarity and a collectability to these in the future. And with those 1,000, if you are holding one of those 1,000 mints it's going to be about a month from now, that they're going to also then going to airdrop a free copy of the Constitution in book form, so you can really experience the book.io, stuff.io platform, and the experience of owning your own collectible commemorative piece forever and ever. So I'm really excited about it. Yeah, it was like not a small undertaking. So our little team is happy to have put it out, and we're excited to see what you guys think about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like my mom, she lives in the rural areas, and she still has one of those like landline phones. That's what I would describe an NFT. It's like when the landline phone came out, it was amazing, right? It was better than like the rotary phone, and then they had the cell phones, like the cordless phones. But a DEA expands the NFT technology and brilliantly. And so, yes, I highly recommend you just take some time and read the stuff.io paper over a tea or coffee or something. It's fascinating. This Cardano Constitutional Commemorative piece that you're able to mint for 12 ADA. It's only 12 ADA, which is just amazing. Brings you right to the room. It makes you feel like you're there. You're literally hearing from everybody. You're seeing the different arenas that they were in. It's an amazing piece. It's fantastic. And like Nadia said, after a month or so that people can grab some on the secondary market if they miss the mint, there will be a snapshot that's taken, and then you will actually, all the holders of this constitutional commemorative will get airdropped an official copy of the Constitution. So that's really exciting from the book.io team. Yes, it's just wonderful.
So we're going to just give you a sneak peek of it. We made a trailer. It's about a minute long. We're going to play it for you now so you can check it out and get a feel of the vibe and of the people. It is just so endearing to see the faces of all of the people who came and took part. The stories are incredible. There are some stories in there where I just was like floored by how people came to Cardano. And there's a lot of continuity of the reasons that we stay in Cardano. And also there's some like stuff that you might not expect. So I think we'll always have this as our shared memory, and to have one of these commemoratives, I think I'm excited about it. I'm going to try to get as many as I can, I think. So, but we're looking forward to showing it to you. So check out the trailer, and we'll see you in the mint tomorrow. It's tomorrow actually on January 17th at 22 UTC. Thanks so much.